Jumbo, fellow adventurers, Mike Dooley here with a question posed several times recently. Mike, please speak to chronic pain and illness. Verbatim, can you please speak about unfixable chronic physical conditions that people have which affects their lives so badly that they feel they cannot move forward? First off, sympathies. It sounds like a huge burden, disadvantage, can't imagine. But good news, I've got some ideas for you that are going to challenge you. I'm not just going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Life is the ultimate adventure. And when we ask bold questions, daring questions like you asked, we deserve every possible resource of ideas to deal with the situation. So first, I want to specify that I'm not going to be speaking to birth defects. That might be another question later on, something that arises from birth or very early childhood. Clearly, the infant did not think about how that would happen. Those stem from earlier decisions prior to emerging into the jungles of time and space. I will be speaking about manifestations, chronic pain in this case, that occur midlife, mid to later life. So keep that in mind. First of all, some thoughts. I got to examine your question. And it's good that you asked me. Otherwise, I wouldn't know where you're coming from. But be very careful with the words you choose. To ask me about unfixable problems puts you at an immense disadvantage. This reinforces every time you ask that question that it's not fixable, so how do I live with it? It's fixable. Everything is fixable. Your thoughts become things. You live in a holographic world. You're the eyes and the ears of God Almighty. Shortly, I'll give you 4 or 5 tips on how to deal with chronic pain, but let me set the stage a little bit more. So let's change the question. How do I rock my life? How do I love my life? How do I live pain-free? Okay? And don't even give attention to the chronic pain, whatever it may be. Much better questions. And then also to set the stage, let me remind you again of what I hope is becoming obvious. Nothing is random. Okay? Everything has meaning. Everything is sacred. Everything is an invitation or a metaphor for you to live your greatest, finest life. So when something like this crops up, don't think, woe is me, I got the bad genetic pool. Oh, I have to deal with this and nobody else has to deal with that. Something much more profound is happening. Now, that doesn't mean every time you stub your toe or get a blister with some tools in the shed, that there's some sacred meaning. But it all plays to the magnificence of you being a creator and you are at the driver's seat. This is so critically important. When it comes to manifestations, because everything in your life is a manifestation, good, bad, and ugly. When it comes to manifestations that pinch, that hurt, that cause us to cry, we need to look deeper to see what it is we were after. And so often when it comes to unintentional manifestations like chronic pain, what's going on is is the result of a muddle of cross-purposed desires. I want to follow my heart. I want to make my mom happy. I want to please my spouse. I want to find my inner strength. I want to be an island. I want to be a lover. I want to be a warrior. And then all of a sudden your body and all manifestations in your life get contorted out of all order and result in car accidents, cancer, you name it, bee stings. Nothing is random. Everything is a metaphor. So this is going to cause you to have to go within, and that's what we're all prepared to do. And hey, you're not alone. We're all dealing with something at all times. It gets better. It gets easier. The spiral goes upward. But this is an adventure. An adventure is not an adventure if we got easy street. All right, so I want to also say really quickly, I'm not blaming you or anybody who's got an unintended manifestation that for all intensive purposes sucks. Okay, blame is a broken word that doesn't fit in spiritual conversations. I talked about blame the victim concepts earlier in another tune-up back in March and April, so please check those out. I would also like to recommend everybody read the book You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. She talks about how muddles of desires, of feelings, of worthiness or lack thereof create different specific ailments. And I put it in the bio of this video. Look down if you're in Facebook. Look down if you're in Facebook. You can click through to Amazon and check out Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life. I've got 3 copies. If I have a sprained ankle or blurry vision or who knows what, I go look at Louise Hay's index of ailments that match up to psychological causes. So here's something else. 5 steps to help mitigate chronic pain. Go within, journal, ask big questions. Here's a question to start with. What does this chronic pain make possible or impossible in my life? This is a possible avenue for a solution. There's other possible avenues. What does this chronic pain make possible or impossible in my life? Are you getting sympathy for it? Is it an excuse to avoid something? Do you ever find yourself thinking, well, at least I don't have to do XYZ because of this? Ooh, how bad was XYZ? Isn't there any other way to avoid XYZ? Or is there something there that you should tackle head on? This is your body saying, I don't want to do XYZ, so I'm going to develop a chronic pain. Do you appreciate anything in life way more now that you have this chronic pain or any other ailment, permanent or temporary? And if so, could you have that appreciation without the ailment? The answer is always yes. Is your ailment a common point of discussion between you and strangers? Hey, how's it going? My name's Mike, Are you afraid of flying? I'm afraid of flying. Yeah, me too. You think we're going to die? Yeah, I've been there. You don't want to be talking about it. It's giving you a crutch and you're making it worse. Okay, so that's introspection, journal, ask questions, and then you answer them. Here are 4 more much lighter approaches that could be done simultaneously. Number 1 of the 4, continue to see your doctor. Okay? So of the 3, journal, continue to see your doctor. Number 3, pray, ask for help, help yourself. Pray, ask for help. You've got guides, you've got angels, you've got your crew, your squad. Use them. Give thanks to them in advance for the comfort and clarity they're giving you. This is about the clarity you want. You don't want just the pain to go away. Please. You want to go to the cause. What am I thinking that I could think in another way? What am I feeling or believing that isn't true? Then, instead of getting a fish, you learn to fish. Number 4, celebrate what works, what's easy, and what's pain-free in your body now. Okay? Celebrate what works. You got a bad left elbow? How about that right elbow? Woo, baby! Focus on what works instead of just focusing on what doesn't work. And number 5, plan and prepare with physical demonstration for full, total recovery, pain-free, joyful living. Okay, it was an honor and a privilege to be with you today. Please post your questions down below on Facebook or Instagram. These are where I get my talking points every Monday morning, or every weekday morning at 9:15 New York City time. Check out the link for Louise Hay's book. I highly recommend it. You Can Heal Your Life. You Can Heal Your Life. It's one of the most popular books ever in print in our civilized world. I mean, tens, if not 50 million copies have been printed for a really good reason. It is phenomenal. It is like a bedside Bible. All right, everybody. Alexandra, Sandra, Joanne, Janice, Teresa, Instagram, Debbie, Jura, Pierre, Bruni. Glad you're here, everybody. Thank you so much and have an amazing Wednesday. The best of your life so far.